Hey guys, Blast here, and I'm actually back with another game review, something I haven't done in a while. Basically, it's been almost 8 months maybe, since my last one, which was on Red Dead Redemption 2. And that one was fairly popular, didn't reach 1,000, but it's like right there at the tipping point of 1,000, which is pretty good for my channel. Not good for YouTube standards, but it's good for enough for me, at least for now. So, yeah, it's been a while since I did a video game review. I always say that I do them in my scary videos or my Dead by Daylight videos, like I add it on the side, but like I don't do them regularly, and I want to start doing them more because I've been playing single player games more. And this game, Fallout 4 in particular, I've been getting back into Fallout 4, and I've been getting back into Fallout in general, thanks to a commenter on one of my Dead by Daylight videos, where they wanted Frank Corrigan as a killer in Dead by Daylight, and while working on that chapter, it made me interested in going back into Fallout. So today we're going to talk about Fallout 4 specifically because they released a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition that comes with all the Creation Club stuff and all the DLC, and it's kind of a scam. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about Fallout 4. So without further ado, let's get into it. Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 were my first experiences into the world of Fallout when I was about 8 or 9 years old. When I was 14, I had bought Fallout 4 because I remember liking the other two despite not paying much further attention to anything besides character customization, shooting, and exploration. I thoroughly enjoyed Fallout 4 in middle school and my freshman year of high school, and kind of lost interest in Bethesda's Fallout for a couple years. Recently, while making a Fallout chapter regarding the topics of Fallout 2 for a Dead by Daylight video, I went down the rabbit hole of Fallout lore. So, I went back and played Fallout 1, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4 with a new perspective. Bethesda flanderized the Fallout series. They seen Super Mutant, Nuka-Cola, and the Vault Boy and ran with it, ignoring all the elements that made classic Fallout special. While big shifts can be fun like in the Evil Dead franchise, going from horror to comedy to action, it simply does not work in Fallout. The writers simply don't know how to balance it correctly. They ignore pre-established lore and paint Fallout more like Borderlands rather than a typical wasteland. I'm not saying that I could do a better job, I'm just pointing this out because Fallout is mostly separated into two groups: classic Fallout fans, which is 1, 2, and New Vegas, and Bethesda Fallout fans, which is 3, 4, 76, and The Show. My playthrough of Fallout 4, though enjoyable, has made me realize that it's a terrible Fallout game and Bethesda just doesn't understand Fallout. First, let me give a very brief synopsis, then we'll move on to what I liked and didn't like I usually do in these reviews. So, Fallout 4 begins with a brief narration not done by Ron Perlman, which is an odd choice since he's done the narration before in the other games. This time it's narrated by the male sole survivor, Nate. Nate is a bad choice for multiple reasons, the main reason being why does he even have a voice? It's because Fallout 4 isn't your story. You're not the main character, this is Bethesda's story and you're playing Bethesda's main character, just male or female, since they share the same personality and only have a few different lines of dialogue. I'll talk more about this later, but with this new perspective, I don't like the intro despite how well done it is. After making your own Nate or Nora, you're placed in a brief glimpse of what pre-apocalypse life might have looked like. I don't like this depiction because it looks too perfect. From the brief glimpses we see of the pre-war in Fallout 1, pre-war America was a dystopia. War crimes are shown and are televised to screens across the US. Even in the intro of Fallout 4, it shows people stampeding their way into a power plant like they're going to steal power in their back pockets. It seems desperate and tense, which is not shown in the prologue. However, I'm able to forgive this slightly because this is only a very small and contained look at pre-war life. It'd be very different if Nate and Nora were in the city, I'd like to think. So, after naming your character, assigning their special attributes, you comfort your ugly baby boy and Codsworth, your robot butler, calls you to the living room. The bombs are starting to drop and you rush your family to the vault that you were previously assigned to. A few minutes later, the vault scientist tells you to get into a decontamination pod, but instead you are frozen for an unknown amount of time. Briefly, you are unfrozen and a man comes in with some other people dressed in hazmat suits. He kills your spouse, somehow makes his revolver eject the bullet casing, and takes your baby. You freeze again but wake up sometime later and escape to find your baby. You can do what you want from there, however. It's very hand-holdy with the way the main story works. You return to your old home, you greet Codsworth, who somehow seems unaffected by the bombs. It seems like he's got a full tank of fuel despite needing fuel. I can understand maybe if he has like a fly tongue kind of contraption, like a mosquito, and can slurp up the fuel from the can, but there's no way a single can can last 200 years without, some assistance. Perhaps Codsworth is just built different. Maybe Codsworth is the real Soul Survivor. Anyway, he tells you to head to Concord, so you do, and you meet Dogmeat along the way. After this is a part that I don't like. You kill some raiders, meet Preston Garvey, a leader for the Minutemen, though I think he was the last one, and then it jumps the shark. You're given a set of power armor, a minigun, and you slaughter more raiders, and a dang Deathclaw bursts from the ground, and you slaughter that high-level Deathclaw like a bloatfly. I literally had more trouble fighting a few mole rats at the Red Rocket than that legendary Deathclaw. Throughout the whole game, fear of Deathclaws is ignored for the sake of an aura and hype moment, which is most of the events afterward. The writers operate on the rule of cool, ignoring all sense of logic for cool factor. Anyway, let's move on to what I liked and didn't like. Fortunately, there's quite a few positives. What I liked. I enjoyed the character customization. I like all the different hair colors and the fact you can change the body type of your character. This is the first time you can do that in any of the Fallouts. You can make them buff, you can make them crackhead skinny, you can make them obese fat, whatever you want. I enjoyed the overall feel of the guns. Revolvers and shotguns felt heavy, rifles felt precise, and the mods were a cool way to upgrade and personalize your favorite guns. I personally enjoyed the settlement building mechanic of the game. I liked building shelters, bathrooms, and defenses, making them seem believable and lived in. Of course, I had to make them seem believable and lived in. It wasn't just the game generating it. I also liked the companions of this game, and I especially appreciate the romance system, even if it is surface level. Curie and Kate are my favorites, though I also like Ada. I just like robot girls and crazy women, I guess. Though I didn't use it often, I liked how heavy and powerful the power armor felt. It was clunky and made your character feel like a tank. It's like they took the power armor from Fallout 1 and 2 and made it even heavier. I loved the small detail of collecting the comics to not only increase your stats, but to store them in a magazine display to display them around your home or your base. It was just a really cool addition. I thoroughly enjoyed exploring the glowing sea. It's my favorite part of the game and is actually quite creepy. It's the closest thing we'll ever get to having a glimpse of horror into Fallout, like in the originals. Until, you spot a Deathclaw and you kill it in like less than 10 seconds. Now, on to what I didn't like. Though the gameplay was good, literally everything else was terrible, and many of my points have been made before, so I'll just simplify and just quickfire them for you. The environment is too colorful and looks out of place. Just look at the skyscrapers in the city. Why are they green, baby blue, and red? It just does not fit at all. The Brotherhood has still either had a huge change of morals or Bethesda simply forgot who they are. In Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas, the Brotherhood of Steel are seen as secretive, isolationist, very rarely accepted outsiders, and cared very little for helping the common man. In Fallout 3, and specifically 4, they're portrayed like paladins from Dungeons & Dragons, or some kind of post-apocalyptic superhero that regularly recruit strangers. They come across as a typical military faction, rather than a super secret mysterious order. While the Institute was mentioned in Fallout 3, the sudden appearance of their magical technology like teleportation seems extremely out of place. It's like if aliens just showed up and... oh wait. The super mutants do not belong on the East Coast. What are they doing here? They were specifically created on the West Coast by the Master using the FEV and are tied to that specific event. Though the Institute is responsible for the super mutants that we see on the East Coast, how did they get the FEV virus? Are we supposed to believe it's regularly available? Did they just got some from outside and decided to make their own super mutants? I hate the first main mission if you couldn't tell from my synopsis, where you meet Preston Garvey. I hate that they hand you some power armor and a minigun and that you kill a Deathclaw like it's nothing. I get that some games want to start with the bang, but here it just feels out of place. Power armor should be rare, miniguns should be after a tough boss fight, and Deathclaws should be feared until late game, and now they're just another one of the wildlife to clear out. In New Vegas, I'd wait to clear out Quarry Junction until I got an anti-material rifle. In Fallout 4, I accidentally run into Deathclaws all the time, and I obliterate those poor creatures in about 20 seconds with my pistol. Also, why are they on the East Coast? Didn't the Enclave experiment on them further, and then they broke free? Did they spread that fast, or did the Institute just try to experiment with them to create yet another type of synth? For a faction known for its smarts, they're rather stupid. Also, back on to the other point where you're just given miniguns and power armor and you kill a Deathclaw. What I loved about the Fallout games is that you start from nothing. In every game you're given a pistol, some cheap armor, and maybe a level or two of experience, and then you're set into the world to explore it. And you gradually get better guns as the game progresses. Being given power armor right off the bat kind of ruins the progression. It makes it feel like you're already strong, that you don't need to progress anymore. Yeah, of course you gotta of course you have to upgrade your power armor, add new paint, but like, it doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. Giving the sole survivor a voice and such a controlled backstory is super lame. There's no room for headcanon or player choice. I think Mass Effect does it way better. The whole synth liberation tangent doesn't make sense to me. In previous Fallout games, robots and AI are extremely limited and grounded, believable. Now suddenly in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 they have Terminator synths who are nearly indistinguishable from humans. It seems too magical and takes me out of it. It's like if suddenly aliens showed up and... oh wait. The drug Jet was first created by Myrid in Fallout 2 in the year 2241. In Fallout 4, which takes place in 2287, Jet is everywhere, which is believable, but the problem comes when they're found in pre-war boxes, creating a contradiction. Bethesda rewrote its original story to make it so Jet existed in the post-war, rewriting its own canon. The ghouls make no sense. Why can some live over 200 years? How come some need food and some don't? I don't understand that. The Minutemen were apparently around for a while, but how come they went unnoticed? Did they really contribute to nothing? Why are they the stereotypical good guys? They also have absolutely zero depth to them. You know what, I hate Presto Garvey. Why does Kellogg have cybernetic implants? Am I playing Fallout or Cyberpunk? The factions suck in this game. Earlier Fallout factions, such as the NCR, their original Brotherhood, the Enclave, and the Legion, had depth, politics, and grey morality. In Fallout 4, many factions feel oversimplified. The Minutemen are just the good guys, the Institute are just bad guys with technology, and the Railroad is just freedom fighters. The nuance that defined Fallout's world is gone. The lack of continuity, even with Fallout 3. Part 3 ended with the Brotherhood and the Enclave clashing in DC, the Purifier being activated, and big changes for the Wasteland. By the time of Fallout 4, none of this really matters or connects. The Commonwealth feels disconnected from everything else, as if events in DC never rippled outward, even though they were supposedly huge world-changing events. So the Purifier didn't go through, but we have Sprutons and Deathclaws? Just doesn't make sense. Overall, the previous games feel like they don't matter. Play them because they're fun, because their world-building, stories, and characters will be forgotten and rewritten to suit Bethesda's story. In the end, I enjoyed my time with Fallout 4 when I was a kid. Nowadays, I like the shooting, but there are way better shooters to play. You like shooters? Play Far Cry or Doom 2016. You like character creators? Play Monster Hunter or Mass Effect. You like building settlements? Play Medieval Dynasty or The Sims. You like post-apocalyptic games? Play Wasteland 2 or Mad Max, or just play Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas. There are better games to spend your time and money on, and Fallout 4 is not worth revisiting. I give Fallout 4 a 4 out of 10. So it's been a while since I did one of these reviews, and I really just wanted to get one out there, so that's why this one's a bit shorter. Usually they're around 15 to 20 minutes long, but this one ended up being 13. I'm going to try to cut it a little bit short. So if you like the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more from me or this type of videos, and comment down below what you think about Fallout 4. Do you love the game? Is it your favorite Fallout? Let me know. I'd like to hear it. Because just because I think it's a bad game doesn't mean that you can't love it. And honestly, I don't like living in an echo chamber. So let me know what your thoughts are. And I guess that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.